Ethan was 27. He worked long hours at a marketing firm in a crowded city. His apartment was small, dimly lit, with stacks of unpaid bills on the counter and clothes scattered across the floor. He felt trapped. Every day was a cycle of emails, deadlines, and meetings that seemed meaningless. His mind was loud, filled with worry, fear, and self-doubt. He thought he was failing at life. Every morning, he woke up with a pit in his stomach, replaying the mistakes of yesterday. Every night, he tossed and turned, his mind racing with regrets and fears about the future. He tried meditation. He tried reading self-help books. He even started journaling. But nothing changed. His thoughts remained uncontrollable. They dictated his mood, his decisions, and his confidence. One rainy Thursday evening, Ethan left work feeling exhausted. The streets were slick with water reflecting the neon signs from nearby shops. As he walked home, he saw an old bookstore tucked between two modern glass buildings. Its sign read, "Wisdom Inside." On impulse, he went in. The smell of aged paper and dust hit him instantly. Shelves were crammed with books, some stacked precariously. Behind the counter sat an older man with silver hair and glasses perched low on his nose. "Looking for anything in particular?" the man asked. I don't know," Ethan admitted. "I just feel stuck. My mind is chaotic." The man nodded slowly, as if he had heard this 1,000 times before. "Maybe what you need isn't more knowledge. Maybe you need guidance. Come back tomorrow at noon. We'll talk." Ethan hesitated. It felt strange, but he agreed. That night, his thoughts were even louder than usual. He went to bed, still unsure why he had agreed to meet a stranger. The next day, he returned. The man introduced himself as Mr. Harris. He was in his 60s, with a calm voice and eyes that seemed to look right through distractions. "Your mind is like a garden," he said. "If you leave it untended, weeds grow. Thoughts come and go. Fear grows. Doubt grows. But you can choose what grows. You just have to learn how to discipline it." Ethan frowned. "I've tried. I can't stop thinking." Mr. Harris smiled. "You are trying to fight the thoughts. That's the mistake. You must observe them, understand them, and then guide them. Discipline is not force. Discipline is direction." He handed Ethan a small notebook. "Every day, you will write down your thoughts. Not just random things. Every negative thought, every fear, every distraction. Then, you will analyze them. Why are they here? Are they true? Are they useful? This is your first step." Ethan nodded, feeling skeptical but willing to try. He left the bookstore with the notebook tucked under his arm. The first week was brutal. Every morning, he wrote pages of racing thoughts. "I'll never get a promotion. I'm not good enough. I always mess up. My friends don't really like me." Each line felt heavier than the last. He tried analyzing them, as Mr. Harris instructed. He asked himself, "Is this thought true?" Often, the answer was no. Sometimes, it was partially true, but exaggerated. And sometimes, it was completely beyond his control. After a few days, he noticed a shift. Writing down thoughts made them less powerful. Seeing them on paper created distance. They were no longer storms inside him, they were just clouds he could watch pass. Mr. Harris introduced the next step. "Now that you can see your thoughts, you will choose the ones to nurture. Every day, pick 3 positive or productive thoughts and focus on them. Repeat them. Act on them. Feed them. Ethan struggled with this. His mind kept returning to worries. But he persisted. He started with small things. I can complete my tasks. I am learning. I am capable of growth. At first, it felt forced, like reciting a script. But gradually, he began to feel a subtle shift. Anxiety still appeared, but it no longer ruled him. Mr. Harris added a challenge. You will set a timer. 10 minutes, twice a day. No distractions. Observe your thoughts. Count them if you must. But do not react. Just observe. Discipline grows in observation. Ethan hated it at first. His mind screamed. He wanted to check his phone, scroll social media, plan his day, escape. But he resisted. After 1 week of this, he noticed something remarkable. The thoughts that had always controlled him were losing power. He could watch a negative thought arise, label it, and let it go. He was gaining control. One evening, sitting in his apartment with the rain tapping against the window, Ethan realized he had not worried all day about work. He had finished his tasks efficiently, calmly, without panic. He had chosen to focus. He had disciplined his mind. He returned to Mr. Harris a week later. I feel different, he admitted. Less anxious. Less reactive. I don't know how to explain it. Mr. Harris nodded. Discipline is invisible at first. It feels like effort. But over time, it becomes habit. Thoughts lose power when you guide them. Your mind becomes your tool, not your master. Ethan continued this practice. Each week, he added a new layer: visualization, planning, intentional action. When a difficult task appeared, he paused, observed his thoughts, and chose his response. When conflict arose with colleagues, he responded calmly. When fear of failure struck, he reminded himself of the evidence of his past successes. 3 months later, Ethan's life had shifted. His apartment was organized. He no longer feared deadlines. He applied for a promotion he once thought impossible. He connected genuinely with friends, listening without the anxiety of judgment. His mind was quieter, but sharper. One evening, walking past the bookstore, he smiled at Mr. Harris through the window. He no longer needed a guide to control his thoughts. He had learned the lesson himself. Discipline your thoughts, Mr. Harris had said. Ethan now understood. The mind was like a garden. You could let weeds overrun it, or you could choose what to cultivate. The choice was yours. Every thought, every response, every habit. Discipline meant action, patience, and consistency. Music. Ethan's story is not unique. Most people fight their thoughts, complain about them, or ignore them. But discipline is simple. Observe, analyze, choose, and act. Negative thoughts will appear, but they do not have to define your day, your choices, or your life. Start today. Take a notebook. Write down your thoughts. Label them. Analyze them. Pick the ones that serve you. Focus on them. Let go of the rest. Set aside time to observe your mind. Train it like a muscle. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have. Use it. Guide it. Discipline it. When you learn to control your mind, everything changes. Your work, your relationships, your emotions, your future. You do not need to wait for motivation. You do not need to wait for clarity. You only need to act, consistently, every day. Music. If you apply this lesson, your thoughts will stop controlling you. You will stop reacting to every fear and doubt. You will start living intentionally. Remember Ethan. He was once trapped, anxious, and lost. Now he wakes with purpose. Now he chooses his thoughts instead of being chosen by them. You can do the same. Start small, but start now. Like this video if you found this lesson valuable. Share it with someone who struggles with negative thoughts. Subscribe for more stories that help you take control of your life. Reflect tonight on one thought you can guide instead of letting it guide you. Your mind is your garden. Discipline it. The life you want begins with the thoughts you choose today.